Hello everyone, and welcome back to the series History of Madras, 1639 to 1726. In episode 1, we explored the fascinating origins of Madras, what we know today as Chennai. We looked at how the small fishing villages of Madraspatnam and Chennapatnam gradually transformed into a important trading settlement back then, and still today it become major trading hub for Indian government. We discussed how the land came into the hands of the East India Company in 1639 through an agreement with the local Nayak rulers. This agreement allowed the company to establish a trading base on the Coromandel coast. Soon after, the company constructed the famous Fort St. George, which became the administrative and commercial heart of the settlement. Around the fort, the town gradually developed into two distinct areas, White and Black Town. Now, in episode 2, we will move a step further and explore the general administration of Madras because we are excluding the judicial part because the judicial part itself took three videos, separate videos. So, we are moving, we are just focusing for now on administrative part, which is general college, which is general administration or as executive administration. General administration includes said to be in three phases. One is agency administration from 1639 to 1665, presidency administration from 1665 to 1687, corporation administration from 1687 to 1726. Through these phases, we will understand how the administrative machinery of Madras evolved under the East India Company and how the foundation of colonial governance was gradually established. Let's begin episode 2 without further delay. My name is Sai Chaitanya Choda and I am currently pursuing the first year of 3-year LLB program at DSNLU Vizag. Let's get started. Administration of Madras 1639 to 1726. Executive, Revenue, Police, and Municipal Administration, which is based on overseas Indian legal and constitutional history. Introduction. Madras administration developed after the establishment of Fort St. George in 1640. 1640, the establishment of Fort St. George in 1640 by the English East India Company. Initially, the settlement was only a trading factory, but gradually it developed into an organized administrative center. The main aim of administration was to protect trade, maintain order, and collect revenue. So that means the establishment of St. George is not to expand the territory or colonize India, but to protect the trade from other European competitors. And there is no idea about where and how to no idea and plan about expanding the territories or controlling India or interfere into Indian politics, native politics. The administration of Madras is divided into three phases from 1639 to 1726 because of to understand it better or in easier way we divide it into three phases. Phase 1 from 1639 to 1665, which is called as agency or factory administration. Phase 2 1665 to 1687, presidency administration. Phase 3 1687 to 1726, corporation administration. Each stage introduced administrative institutions and reforms. But now none of these phases never think or thought about occupying Indian territories or colonizing India as a colony. They never thought during this period. They just came for trade purpose and they built trade relations with the local empires and they only focused on the stabilizing their factories in India or trade centers in India at this time. As we know, phase one background when in East India Company obtained land of Madras Patnam in 1639 and built Fort St. George in 1640 and became central administration. During this period, Madras functioned mainly as a commercial factory, not as a capital or territory expansion or a full-fledged fort or a full-fledged kingdom or a full-fledged colonialization. It was established for only for commercial purpose. That means only for trade purpose, not for politics or anything else. If we observe in government structure in phase one, the administration consists of two main authorities. One is agent, head of the settlement. Two is council, advisory body assisting the agent. In 1600 charter, there is a rule that only Surat have the governor, and whoever established in other places will be said to be or called as agent, not as governor. The only Surat governor, the only head of the Surat president, Surat Trade Center have legally bear the title of governor, and wherever other branches or trade center heads were only called as agent, and they were subordinate the Surat governor, and there is no other option. These officials together, so the agent and council which advises agent in taking decisions in all type of decisions including judicial decisions also at that time. These officials together managed the administration of the settlement. It is nothing but like a prime minister or chief minister or the cabinet of ministers like that. It's like that simply. We can say as we compare to today's world, today's India, today's administration. Duties Their duties and functions is manage trade and commercial activities. So they came here for trade purpose. So the first and most priority is to manage trade and commercial activities. And then secondary is supervising the company servants. Whoever employed in as servants of company, whether it is Englishmen or Europeans or in or native people, they must the agent and council must have supervised them and their activities. Maintain relationship with Indian rulers. This is the most. This is the thing where that every European came, every outsider will do. It is common to maintain relationship with local rulers because it is the only way to survive further attacks of any stranger or anyone else surrounding them. And the most priority is protect the company's property and warehouses, including St. George Fort. So it is the main thing because if they lost property or warehouses, the trade will be ended and they have to leave India permanently. So these are the main duties and priorities that must to be implemented by agent and his council. The agent have much powers as like a chief minister or a governor of the state of today's administration, like executive powers. He will administrate and implements every laws or every order. Whatever he say, without he saying, no order will be implemented there. It is nothing like but a subordinate king. Commercial powers. So he who said to be the agent have the power to fix the prices and trade regulations, and he have to supervise tax collection, which is said to be revenue power and diplomatic powers. He himself have to go to local rulers the bus and maintain peace talks with them or maintain allies or bring allies with them to strengthen the grip on in India. Then what will the council do if everything was done by agent? What will the council do? The council of the agent was assisted is assisted the agent was assisted by the council consisting of senior company officials. The council is nothing but whoever the senior employee by that time in the company, they will be nominated as council members without any proper elections or proper selection methods. And function of the counseling is whether when a decision was taken by the agent, he must have to inform the council and take the opinion of the council. If they have most of the most opposed, then the agent must have to reframe his decision and again propose it in the council. And like that, when the council majority of the council members accepts any of his proposals, then it will become an order. Like that, advising an agent, participating policy decisions. Like I said before, the policies were made with the consent only, and majority of them, when only the majority of council members was accepted, then only the proposal become a policy. And the supervises administrative work of agent and every company official under them. Like major decisions like moving from here and there, like initiating new plans that never initiated before, or proposing new ideas, or like this. The major decisions were usually taken collectively. The major decisions, whatever they take, both agent and after discussing with council only, or selectively taken by all the council members along with the agent. Let's look at commercial administration of Madras. During 1630s, trade was the most important functions of the settlement. Duties of the commercial departments is included. What is the duties of commercial department at that time? Purchase Indian textiles. As we know, the Madras is surrounded with huge Indian handmade textiles, industry, villages, communities. So Indian cloth have huge demand at the time throughout the world. So one of the main aims is to purchase Indian textiles, and then storage of goods in warehouses, build warehouses and storage of goods, whether imported goods or have to export when the ships are not present to England. Export the goods to England. And this is the most profitable department in the entire company, which holds maximum share of profits in the company at that time. And let's come to the revenue administration. Revenue was necessary to maintain the settlement source of revenue, included custom duties, which is said to be export and import tax of the goods, or house taxes. By that time the house tax is also implemented. Market taxes, whoever want to put their stores in market, they must have pay rent, or in the form of tax they have to pay from their profits trade fees to whomever want to trade in the Madras or surrounding area, where the which comes under East India Company rule. They have to pay fees to trade with locals. And the revenue, these type of taxes fees are collected from the local or native people, not in English officials, because at the time language is the biggest barrier between English people and Tamil people or local people. But eventually, the phase one have some administrative faced some administrative problems. They're like weak government structure. Without there is no supervision, strong supervision, and there is no prior or justice prior supervisor. So the corruption was went on, and there is no proper governing bodies like which conducts investigations time to time. So all these problems led to the required of administrative reforms throughout Madras. Now we are moving to phase two background. Phase two background that Madras was grew in importance and was elevated to the status of presidency. The office of agent was replaced by the governor. It's because in 1661 there is a charter again made by the Charles II, the crown king of England, that permitting whoever the other branches of East India Company of the Surat upgraded have also upgraded to governor if they want. They position the agent position into governor. So that's why in 1668 or 1665, East Madras agent of the Madras become governor and it become governor and the council. So the administration become more centralized because more powers was vested in the hands of council and the governor. The governor becomes supreme executive authority. As I said before, the governor becomes supreme executive authority because still today in our states, governor is the supreme authority. Duties of the governor. What is the duties of the governor at the time? He implements company policies. Like agent, he have to implement the company policies. But now he have to supervise administrative departments and maintain defense to the fort of St. George from the rivalries or surrounding kingdoms. So so it means Madras Saint Fort George have to maintain military for the defense purpose. For the first time, East India Company established their military in this phase. Governor and Council. The governor worked with a council of senior officials. As I said before, the council have same process of selection like senior governor had to work with council of senior officials whoever in the company at the by the time. Functions policy formulation as like same like agent. Financial supervision same like agent. Administrative control same like agent. But here important decisions require the approval of the council. At the time there is no particular approval of council. At the time when the is agent and council, there is no need to approval of the council for every decision. But here, for every important decision, the approval of council must be there. What is the administrative departments in the second phase? Commercial department, military department, revenue department, and police department are the major departments. And the town was expanded. Madras town expanded into two main areas: White Town, European residents; Black Town, Indian residents. Administration had to regulate both areas separately. As you know, the back on 1687 to 1726. As you know, military department is nothing but to defend the fort, nothing else to do wars or battles with locals, just for defense of the fort. And revenue, as you know, the tax collection, which is also done by locals. Police department to maintain law and order in the area, to control the crime rate or offenses, which is said to be illegal. Commercial department is nothing but trade and warehouses. Again, all these things. Phase 3 background. 1687 to 1726. Early Madras, Chennai formed Fort St. George and an expanding town. So for St. George become expanding and expanding more, and it finally led to the formation of corporation. So like this, the Madras become the first municipal corporation, modern municipal corporation in entire India in 1688 itself. So as you see, the head of the corporation is mayor. From that time to today, the municipal corporation's head is called to be mayor, and the councilling at the time is called as Aldermen. It consists of 12 members, and the burgesses, which is called as freemen of the town, or all the natives who represents from the different areas of the town, which are said to be 60 to 120 members, like the lower executive, lower council. And elements contains Europeans, Hindus, Muslims, and etc. Bug, Burgesses. Burgesses represented the inhabitants of the town functions. Participate meeting represent the interests of citizens. Burgesses is nothing but to inform the interests and know the decisions of the purpose. And there is a occupation called a profession called Jubash. Jubash. I missed it somewhere. And there is this thing called Jubash. And somehow I missed this called police administration, which is at the time called as Pedanayak, which is chief native police officer and watchmen and guards. And the native administrative officers called as Jubash. Jubash means which is nothing but an agent of company, and natives who have knowledge in English are trained by East India Company officials to learn English to work as a mediator between locals and Europeans, like a translator or teleprompter in the modern. So, what is the functions of municipal corporation? Municipal functions. The corporation performed several civic functions like as road construction, drainage and sanitation, street lighting, regulation of markets, everything. And municipal revenue. They collected tax like property. By the time after making the municipal corporation, immediately they implemented property tax, market tax, trade duties, and everything. These funds were used for public works only. So, conclusion: between the 1639 and 1726, Madras administration evolved from small trading settlement to an organized colonial town within short time of not a short time, but nearly 87 years. So, between the 1639 and 1726, Madras administration evolved from small trading settlement to organized colonial town. Important developments included establishment of executive administration, development of revenue and police systems, creation of municipal government. These developments led to the foundation of later British administration in India. This is all about Madras general administration. Next, we are going to discuss about judiciary in episode 3 along with administration again in detail and deeply. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe.